women who are sitting at home but cook really well, लेकिन Instagram पे आपकी रेसिपी अच्छी रहे, क्या करना चाहिए?
Because they have these traditional recipes, storytelling really helps.
Saloni Kukreja, who redefined the term home chef, a top Instagram food creator, the founder of homegrown Indu ice creams, and the perfect example of turning passion into profession, that too at such a young age. Are you also someone who cooks well and wants to know how you can make money out of it from the comfort of your home? Well, let's meet Saloni and ask her how she did it. So do you think it's important for a chef to keep reinventing themselves with new industry terms, ingredients, what is working, what is trending?
The way to stay relevant is, like you said, have an innovative touch. Even if it's like a basic cold coffee, you got to think about it in a different way.
So how do you monetize this? I mean, with brands and with...
I think keeping everything aside, first thing you got to do is just start. Try to figure out what is your differentiating factor, and whether it's the way you're shooting, whether it's the how you're speaking. So whenever you're starting out, if you really do like a brand, if you believe in a brand, if you use the brand's products, it's no harm in doing a barter collaboration as well.
But it's such a challenge कि कड़ी खानी है, फिर से कड़ी, फिर से दाल, बैंगन, अब किस तरह के नए बैंगन बनाएं, किस तरह की नई भिंडी, कहाँ से लाएं नई रेसिपी?
That's where content creators come.
Yeah. So how long have you been cooking?
Like the first time I think I started cooking, I was around 14. So this was like back in school, we had home science, and that time I just started to cook. Uske pehle ghar pe like never had the chance to go into the kitchen at that time.
Home science tha, tab did you make dal rice?
We had like this 5-course meal that we had to do for our
fancy from
the beginning. But the first thing I remember making was caramel custard, and like that time I made dessert for the first time.
Okay.
It was horrible. It was like literally like scrambled eggs because I overcooked it. So and that time that was just my first experience with just combining ingredients and seeing that happen behind the scenes. But yeah, and then I just I didn't really continue cooking. I really loved food. That's something that kind of stayed with me, and I always wanted to go to cooking school. So
did you go to cooking school?
I did eventually, but after a lot of like should I not, and like
So you eventually did go to cook.
I did, yes. Okay. So I wanted to after like the 10th grade, and my parents were basically like, it's too intense, which I agree with them. It's a pretty intensive field. It's very physically intensive. You have to pick up like 20 kgs of flour or sugar, and because it's cooking in bulk essentially, and chopping and very long hours on your feet. So general like kitchen life is very hectic.
So kitne time tak was this course?
So my course, I actually did a cuisine and pastry both. I was very sure that I wanted to cook cuisine, which is like hot kitchen. But after working in kitchens,
what is hot kitchen?
So it's basically like
it's
anything savory thing that you see. Okay. Yeah, and then bakery thoda matlab oven rehta hai, but it's still like a cooler environment essentially. So we divided as hot kitchen and bakery pastry.
Okay.
So yeah, and so I did both, and I was very sure that I want to do cuisine. But jab maine kaam kiya, then I was like, there's no chance I can do this, because with baking it's like so much better in terms of you mease out, like prep everything basically, and then
aaram se bake it. Now
I do, yes. So professionally I do prefer pastry, but cooking wise, like I do, like for content I do everything. So
I've
like
seen your content on Instagram.
Yeah.
और आपकी जो recipes हैं बहुत अच्छी दिखती हैं.
Thank you.
देखने में बहुत अच्छी लगती हैं, लगता है बहुत tasty होगी, and they are very innovative.
Thank you so much.
Very different from what you usually see. So are they actually tasty also?
Of course. Obviously it takes you time. Like with baking especially, we do a lot of trial and error to get the right recipe, but I don't believe in putting out something which I like people can't recreate and enjoy at home. So unless it's approved, then only it goes up. Yeah.
So do you also like take orders?
I don't take orders for content food that I make, but I run a kitchen in Bandra. So we sell ice cream, and the brand is called Indu Ice Cream. So just ice cream and sorbet, yes. And a little bit of dessert as well, but primarily ice cream, yes.
But you don't make anything else?
No savory, nothing, yeah. Just dessert mein matlab, like I said, like after working in hot kitchen, like it's very, very intensive in terms of, just with baking, you can make things and, store them and then sell it as it goes. With hot kitchen, kitchen, it's very like fresh prep. So, you know, there are a lot more components that you need to take care of, and, you know, it's just a constant churning out of the dishes. Yeah.
But what about
whereas-
being a home chef?
I mean, you know, I just didn't. I thought that, you know, when I wanted to do the pastry, baking, ice cream thing, I thought I'll just do it right and, you know, set up a proper kitchen. So with Indu Ice Cream, actually, we launched last year, but I was doing a pilot. So at that time, a friend of mine had the machinery, and she used to we used to give her all the material, and वो churn करके मुझे दे देती थी, and then we used to sell it from MySpace. And then I kind of just did that as a pilot, and, you know, people really responded well to it. And then, you know, I was like, अच्छे से, like, we'll set up a kitchen and, you know, do it the right way.
But I want to ask you this
Sure.
question because I think COVID time per everybody became a home chef.
Yeah.
Right? Including me.
Yeah.
And I shared some ridiculous
Yeah.
recipes.
Yeah.
Recipe of a cold coffee, for example.
Yeah.
It had milk, sugar, coffee, and ice. And it had millions of views.
Yeah.
And everybody was doing this.
For sure.
So, didn't you feel कि सब लोग ही कर रहे हैं, तो how should I stay relevant? How should I be different?
Sure.
And in terms of being an Instagram creator, like a cooking creator,
Yeah.
and also in terms of business.
For sure. I think, you know, like you said, I think COVID, the whole wave just,
Yeah.
you know, completely went up. I think it is, you know, consistency is definitely important. You know, I've been doing this for 8 years now. So I've kind of, you know, switched from the photo format to the video format. And I think because video picked up so much, that content pieces in food specifically were doing really well. I think the way to stay relevant is, like you said, have an innovative touch. So, you know, even if it's like a basic cold coffee, you got to think about it in a different way. So, you know, like right now I just made like a iced mocha, which is chocolate coffee, and now it's strawberry season, so I added strawberries in there. And I know people are going to go crazy.
Did
like,
you get it
it's
for me?
this was last evening.
Okay.
But, you know, so just having a different sort of approach to it. Or, for example, now it's like winter time, so adding like some warm spices in there. So making a chai, chocolate, coffee situation.
Wow.
You know, yeah. So it's also just the way you think about it. And I feel with food, it's like, you know, if you have, like you said, shakkar tha, chini, ye tha, doodh tha, or like basic ingredients. So it is accessible, but you just got to think about it in a, you know, different manner. So if you see, like, if you know, remember the Dalgona trend? During COVID, people went crazy, right?
Of course.
So it was literally just coffee, instant coffee and
Yeah.
sugar, but just texture was different with the, you know, kind of foam you created. So it's also about like appearance and how, you know, it is presented as well on social media.
So, as an Instagram creator, and I'm asking you this because, you know, it's so that it's relevant for everybody who's watching this. Lot of women who are sitting at home but cook really well. खाना तो बना लेंगी, ठीक है, रेसिपीज भी शायद इनोवेट कर लेंगी, लेकिन इंस्टाग्राम पे आपकी रेसिपी अच्छी रहे, उसके लिए लाइक क्या, एज एन प्योरली फ्रॉम अ कंटेंट क्रिएटर्स पर्सपेक्टिव, क्या करना चाहिए?
For sure. I think, like you said, like a lot of home cooks have traditional recipes, you know, which are like amazing, and like probably most of the people haven't heard about it. I think because Instagram is such a visual platform, usko present karna is very important. So kind of figuring out, I know it's like, you know, just lighting, you know, basics as lighting, because food and lighting is very, very important.
How?
So, you know, even I think to start off with, natural light is best for food, because colors come through. Obviously, like nobody wants to invest so much in you know, lighting
Artificial lights
equipment
and all,
initially. So natural lighting is you know, perfect. Also, I feel like because they have these traditional recipes, storytelling really helps. So, you know, मतलब कभी बनाया उन्होंने, कभी पहले try किया, you know, whether it's their grandmom's recipe. I feel like with food and storytelling is just go hand in hand. So, you know, just people want to know, you know, more than the recipe, they want to know, you know, why you chose to make this dish, or, you know, why is this dish important to you.
But what is the right way to do it? कि आप पहले ये सब जो फन फैक्ट्स हैं वो बताओ, स्टोरी टेलिंग में घुस जाओ, कि पहले रेसिपी में डाइव इन कर जाओ, या साथ साथ करो?
Yeah.
What is the
I
best
think
way?
starts with the script wise, start with the storytelling, and visual wise, start with the dish. So I think initial, like, first 5 seconds are the most important. So you got to make the food look like, oh my God, what is this? I want to eat this right now. So, you know, that, you know, also works. I have seen people also do like a little bit of a build up. मतलब वो ingredients ला लेंगे frame में, and आपको पता नहीं कि क्या बना रहे हैं. And then वो story शुरू कर दिया वो लोग ने. And so they're just kind of like building up to, oh, you know, when I was 5 years old and this was happening. So you're like really intrigued, right? So, you know, that really works. But script wise, like flow wise, storytelling is just the way to go. And visual wise, you can either start with a build up, or you can do most people do like that. पहले 5 seconds में you see,
है ना?
5 seconds में you see the food and you're like, oh my god, अब भी खाना है मुझे.
Okay. But कभी ऐसा लगता है कि जैसे कोई सर्च करता है, अगर रेसिपी सर्च करते हैं, जैसे मेरे घर में कुक है, उसको मैं बोलती हूँ कि आज मुझे फॉर एग्जांपल बटर चिकन खाना है, तो वो बोलता है लेकिन हमें बनाना नहीं आता है. तो मैं उसको बोलती हूँ आप सर्च करो, तो वो सर्च करता है. सो ऐसा लगता है कि जब जो चीज़ लोग ज़्यादा सर्च कर रहे हैं वो चीज़ मुझे बनानी चाहिए, या ऐसा लगता है कि इट्स मोर इम्पोर्टेंट कि कुछ अलग बनाओ. तो हाउ डू यू टैकल द डिस्कवरी फैक्टर?
Sure. I think it's very important to maintain that balance. Obviously having the classics is always the best.
Do you do that?
I do. Like I think
दाल
butter chicken बनाया लेकिन पहले
दाल तड़का is my comfort food.
But वही चीज़ है ना, like with YouTube, like I still find that that factor of searchability is still there. Like they can go to my profile and then find my dal tadka recipe. That still works. But with Instagram, it's just lost. You know what I mean? So Instagram's very like, aaj naya kya hai? So it's more like about new and fun and different. Obviously, like in the 5 posts I do, one can be like a butter chicken or like dal makhani or something like that. But like मतलब
basically यहाँ पे Instagram, if you're an Instagram consumer, तो आप decide menu आप नहीं
नहीं कर सकते, decide करेगा basically. Yeah, and also it's that craving factor. Like आज किसी ने like कुछ gochujang pasta बनाया and I'm like, now I want to eat this today. Gochujang, it's like Korean chili paste basically. Yeah, like Korean food is very popular on Instagram, so yeah. But that's the thing, like either there are people who only do regional Indian cuisine, and then there are people who do different types of international cuisines and maybe try to use Indian ingredients and kind of fuse that. So I think it's just important to figure out what your strength is, honestly, and then just see what you enjoy cooking and what your audience enjoys watching you cook as well.
तो कभी ऐसा भी होता है कि खाना बनाना तो सीख लिया, अभी इतना पता है कि इस डिश में इतनी देर इसको फ्राई करना है, या इतनी देर में पहले प्याज जाएगा कि पहले लहसुन जाएगा, इस डिश वो भी पता है. सो डू यू थिंक इट्स इम्पोर्टेंट फॉर अ शेफ, एनी काइंड ऑफ शेफ, होम शेफ और अ प्रोफेशनल शेफ, टू कीप रीइन्वेंटिंग देमसेल्व्स विद new industry terms, ingredients, what is working, what is trending?
For sure, I think trends, I've seen like trends are on social media and then they transform into, people actually including it in their restaurants or in their patisseries, and like actually creating sales out of that. So, just keeping up with the trends is important. But that being said, like honestly, like before, when I used to cook, before I went to cooking school versus after, I could see a big difference, just in terms of my basics, of cooking, like you said, प्याज पहले जाएगा कि मुझे नहीं पता था तभी, so I used to kind of figure out with the recipe. But now I know, I understand why the onion has to go before the ginger garlic paste. Because
onion has to go before ginger garlic paste? What? I've been making all dishes raw all these years.
So because it has a lot of moisture content, so you need to evaporate the water before you add the ginger garlic, because that doesn't have as much moisture and it'll end up burning. So,
Oh, that's why my ginger garlic burns. Okay.
So वो थोड़ा, that basic knowledge that you just not even like a particular dish का कि order क्या रहेगा. It's more just like understanding of why the ingredient works in a certain way. I think that really helps, and with professional chefs, like they understand what that difference is. But yeah, they got to keep up with, where the world is moving, whether it's plant-based food or whether it's, something that's trending, which can, and I know like a lot of chefs are like, I refuse to, follow this trend, or I refuse to do this. But I just feel like in today's day, you can't be stuck to that. Yeah.
But what is the importance of rawness? Like I see a lot of chefs on YouTube, जो बिल्कुल रॉ हैं, मतलब वो किसी स्कूल नहीं गई हैं, and they are basically just women who've been cooking for their families for years. You don't even see their face, you just hear their voice. And I know one of the chefs my husband follows, very like he's religiously following her, और he very प्यार से calls her आपा. आपा ने आज क्या बनाया वही बनाएंगे. So what do you think is the importance of being raw vis-a-vis being well trained and knowing your trends and knowing your profession nicely?
Sure. Because a lot of, like you said, like a lot of women, especially on YouTube, even I've seen, been following them as well. Just the kind of experience they have is unmatched,
Yeah.
So if a person gets training for like 2-3 years also,
Yeah.
you can't compare that to
Yeah.
experience. I think it's a play of both. Having so many years of experience, and you honestly, like, at the end of the day, you learn at the job. And because, like, for me, for example, I didn't have that experience, and I kind of learned that through books.
Right.
So I just feel is also how you
But
prefer
how many years
learning
has it
as
been
well.
for you since you've been actually cooking?
Cooking, I would say 4 years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So professionally 4 years. I used to before that, but like I said, after going to school, after working, more than anything, even in school, like, you learn the basics, like, you understand them, but unless you work, I think experience is much more important that way. For
Okay.
sure. Yeah.
तो अभी हम हैं सोशल मीडिया एज में एंड फॉर ऑल द वुमेन आउट देयर हु वांट टू कुक and who want to make money out of this, not just make your husbands and your family's stomachs happy, also want to, like, utilize your time in the right way. आप ऐसे लोगों को क्या कहना चाहेंगी? Please tell me from the time you started. How did you start and how do you monetize cooking without having a restaurant or without being a home chef that's catering?
Sure.
How do you monetize it, and how did you start, and where have you reached, and how did you sort of reinvent yourself at different stages?
Sure. Firstly, I would like to say, like I said, lighting is important for food and all of that. I think keeping everything aside, first thing you got to do is just start. I feel like things will improve, things will fall into place, you will kind of figure out what your style is. But unless you have that starting point, कुछ नहीं होने वाला.
मतलब एक रेसिपी शूट करके
कर लो, मतलब रोज कर लो, या तो every other day, at least 3 times a week, just post it. Make whatever you want to make. But because I feel like unless you get comfortable with that format, unless you get comfortable, whether it's being in front of the camera, or even not even being in front of the camera, just shooting that or editing that or figuring out your style.
How do you edit it?
So I'll tell you, like, how I started. So I used to actually do very general food content before. I didn't do cooking specific content. So
Like what kind of content
so I
did
used
you
to talk about events happening in Bombay, or like restaurants I'm visiting, and food in general.
Okay.
That's how I started, and then I kind of switched over
You're talking
to
about the time you were only picture blogging.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yes. This is back like 2014, 2014, 2015. So that time I used to just, whether it's a new dish that's come in, or, that time, like, boba was a thing in India.
In
it was
2014?
launching. A little later, like
I
16,
just
17.
realized it like now.
No, very few
Achha.
places were there.
Okay.
And then there were like these bubble waffles that came. So, different kind of things
Oh.
like that. So, that's what I used to do. And I didn't know how to use the camera. So I did, first I used to shoot with the phone only. For editing, there are a couple of free apps which are amazing, which I honestly still use. So there is Lightroom. There is a pro version of that also, but there's a free version
okay.
as well. And I basically watched only YouTube videos to learn editing. So
Okay.
yeah, Lightroom is great. There's a Snapseed, which is a Google app. So Snapseed is really good as well. And then there's VSCO Cam. So these are amazing for, with food, the best part is you don't have to do, if you're shooting in natural light, अगर बाहर आप shoot करें या window के पास में, ज़्यादा कुछ edit करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. Like, it's basic, just increasing the colors and vibrancy of the food. So it's very, like,
But
way more
जैसे
chill
वीडियो
to...
जब डाल रहे हैं, तो do you think it is important to creatively edit the videos also? कि बीच में से जो boring questions हैं उसको chop out कर दिया,
Yeah.
वो सब भी करना ज़रूरी होता है?
Yeah, with short form content for sure, like, you have to make it like snappy. But I feel like, again, like, as you start editing, like, that comes with time. You kind of figure out what is working, what is not working. I think YouTube is a great platform to kind of understand,
Right.
and also just watching other, food videos and seeing, just analyzing them. I think just sit down and just see, like, don't watch the video for watching the video, but just understand what you like about the video.
Okay.
Like I said, first 5 seconds, that visual, you're like, wow, so just make a note and, like, this is working. If there's a specific angle, so just giving an example, if I'm sieving flour, some people put their camera as a ulta and then they sieve the flour. So it's a different angle of showing the flour coming down.
Like a low angle.
Yeah, low angle. So, just see what you enjoy in that particular video. And then, as you practice and you kind of figure out how that works. For video editing, I use an app called InShot. So there is a premium version for that. But it's, like you pay for the entire year and it's very easy to use and it's very user friendly as well. You can edit your basic colors and things like that. But, like I feel like once you start and then you kind of figure out your style, थोड़ा टाइम लगता है but you have to start somewhere to be able to reach that.
ठीक है, वीडियो भी बना ली पहली रेसिपी की, दाल तड़का की वीडियो बना ली और उसको एडिट भी कर दिया, इंस्टा पे भी डाल दिया और यूट्यूब पे भी डाल दिया. अभी उसको रीच आउट करने के लिए क्या मतलब व्हाट आर द टूल्स दैट यू यूज कि मेरा वीडियो मैक्सिमम लोगों तक पहुंचे?
For sure. Firstly, I think consistency is important and it takes time for me. I think
how often is consistent?
Consistency, ideally every day you have to post.
For Instagram or for YouTube also?
Specifically, for YouTube, short form, yes. Long form is a whole other ball game. I think that also takes a lot more time and effort. So I think starting with short form is great. I think also building a community is really important. Firstly, before you even shoot the video, just try to figure out while you're shooting what is your differentiating factor, whether it's the story you're telling, whether it's the dish, what's so special about your dal tadka, like tell me that, so just differentiating yourself. Just finding your style again, whether it's the way you're shooting, whether it's the how you're speaking. And thirdly, like building a community on Instagram. So interacting with other people who are in the same space, trying to connect with them. I think collaborations really work really, really well. So, people in the food space maybe with a similar, style as yours or similar thinking as yours, you can, create recipes together. And, now there are so many ways you can do collaborative content on Instagram. So building your community with the other person as well. So kind of cross-building communities. Is really important. I know again like it takes time, but networking offline also really helps. So whether it's any food events happening or actually going in person and meeting one-on-one. I know a lot of people's life is online, but taking that offline is also very important. And for me, I kind of realized that a little later on. But initially, like nobody knew who I was. So it was a very generic like Instagram page talking about food. And then I realized that I need to put my face out there. I need people to connect with me, rather than like nobody. You know what I mean? So it's also just about building your own brand. The kind of food that you enjoy, talking to the community about it and
So ये जो रेसिपीज आप जो बनाते हो इस पे किस तरह के कमेंट्स आते हैं?
अभी तो मतलब so depends on the recipe. Sometimes if there are a few hate comments, then it's like it starts like if one person sees one hate comment, it starts. But mostly like 90% of the time, it's all positive.
So what do you do with hate comments?
I ignore them. I honestly don't have the bandwidth to know.
Don't you tell them try to karo ऐसे healthy recipe है? Are you into healthy recipes?
I do sometimes. I mean, just depends. But I don't like prefer keeping one. I mean, depends again. Like after Diwali, I would probably do a little bit of healthy Jan time. So it depends on the season. I think seasonality.
But what do you think
with
works
food is
for Indian consumer base?
Healthy, I mean, I feel like if you only go healthy, you got to have backing in terms of like nutrition and all of those factors, because the audience honestly is not stupid, like they understand it. There are obviously haters everywhere which you just gotta like figure out how you want to deal with that. But with the Indian audience, it's very varied. I think we're so lucky to have such a wide variety in terms of people who enjoy that indulgent side of social media as well, whether it's desserts or like not so healthy
I think you
food.
cannot cut the desserts out of the Indian cuisine. What Indians like, in my opinion, at least that's what I like, is like a gluten-free roti with some dairy-free butter.
Dairy-free butter.
And oil-free achar.
Gosh, yes, with
and then some steamed gulab jamuns. So basically, you want to eat the things.
But you want to like,
feel good about it.
And then they're like, when you do the healthy recipe, they're like, this didn't taste like the original. Obviously it didn't. You're steaming gulab jamun. Oh gosh.
Air frying, okay. Okay.
Equally bad.
Have you tried it ever? You have?
Oh my god, please don't.
Seriously, it was bad?
Oh no.
I was
way.
just thinking I should
Yeah.
try it. It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to make yourself feel good about it, then sure, do it.
Not
But
worth it.
it's not like
though.
the.
I mean, this
yeah.
is it's what I always say. I don't like to cheat with my cheat meals.
Yeah.
Cheat meals have to be fully cheated.
Like you'd rather have the portion
Yeah.
control rather than.
Correct.
Yeah.
So how do you monetize this?
Yeah.
I mean, with brands and with how do you monetize it?
Sure. So, again, like for me, I think it took a year and a half till I started monetizing, and it was very like minimal values essentially. I think also whenever you're starting out, as much as if you really do like a brand, if you believe in a brand, if you use the brand's products, it's no harm in doing a barter collaboration as well. Maybe even it's a part barter, part monetary, just for you to kind of understand how that relationship, also just building that
Part
relationship.
barter, part monetary मतलब आपको brand product देगा और साथ में कुछ पैसे भी देगा. So it's like आधा आधा आप ऐसे कर सकते हो. Like for example, if you're doing a barter with a mixer grinder, for example, they'll give you the mixer grinder. Then you can do a purely barter also because mixer grinder is fairly expensive or whatever.
Yeah, I think it's about building that relationship with the brand as well, especially if you enjoy using their products also, and just how you're delivering that kind of content. So if you have that differentiating factor, people will come back for you. If they really it is a lot of effort, honestly. Like creating content is a lot of effort, but if you put that effort into creating that branded piece, which is not only the brand is happy, but also the consumer, the person who's consuming your content is happy, because that is equally important. Just the way they
but as a food creator, when you get a brand on board, तो मतलब क्या करना होता है? रेसिपी बनानी होती है या उनका प्रोडक्ट यूज करके कुछ रेसिपी बनानी होती है कि और भी कोई तरीके होते हैं?
Yeah, that depends on the brief. Some brands give you leeway into आपको जो करना है आप कर लो, which is like amazing because you can kind of think out of the box. You can be super creative and do what you like. Otherwise, most of the times there are guidelines that you have to follow. You have to make this particular thing, or you have to present
steam your gulab jamuns.
That air fry your gulab jamuns. But yeah, I mean, initially I feel like you don't have too many options when you're starting out, but you get to a point where you're like, I think this would work best for my audience because I understand them much better. So you can kind of tell them and like have a discussion in terms of what to do best.
Once you proved yourself as a content creator, then they start trusting you more कि ठीक है, आप जो बोल रहे हो वो आपके पेज पे जो चलता है वो आपको पता है.
For sure.
तो ये बताओ कि कोई ऐसा एकदम out of the box कुछ सोचा हो ब्रांड के लिए I mean I really want to know, like as a chef, what have you done?
I think for me, like very out of the box things are like lifestyle videos as well, that we do. So, whether, for example, we just did a laptop brand video. So I wanted to
laptop brand, okay.
So it was actually developing a recipe for Indu ice cream. So we were just talking about how I used the laptop to develop the recipe and basically talk to the AI function on the laptop to kind of brainstorm and jam with the laptop. So it's a very different thing for me as well. And it kind of goes in with my regular life, and when we do R&D for creating any recipe. So it's a lot of trials, it's a lot of figuring out which flavor combinations work. So we did like this fun thing where we put the laptop, like I wanted a shot of it in the market, so with like vegetables all around. We literally went to the bhaji market and we put the laptop, and then the uncle was like, क्या कर रहे हो आप लोग?
कितने बेवकूफ लोग हैं, खाना बनाना आता नहीं है, आ गए यहाँ पे, अरे ये लैपटॉप से नहीं बनेगा खाना.
So it's just like kind of figuring out how we can fit that product into my general life, and then connect it with food and connect it with creating a recipe. And then we built a dessert. We did like a strawberry sort of malai cheesecake ice cream with a strawberry and nutmeg biscuit crumble, and then we did like a full trifle.
You haven't got anything for me. What is this? I don't believe you. What is this, Manish? She should have got something, no?
Delivering it to you. So we're launching the flavor abhi this weekend. So I'll send you. Yeah, done.
So when you decided that, at what point did you decide कि मुझे खाना बनाना है life में?
I think like pretty much when I was 13, 14.
And why? Who was your inspiration?
Inspiration, I actually, just the whole process really fascinated me. There was nothing else in my
Like
life
used to
that I
watch your mom
experienced.
cook?
Not really. My mom hates cooking. I
Your
think
dad?
that's why. Nope. They do, like my dad's family. Like we lived in a joint family, so
Huh.
everyone used to be in the kitchen.
Okay.
So like Sunday was like the thing in our
Okay.
house. So everyone in the kitchen and just cooking curry. We are Sindhi, so Sindhi
Okay.
curry and rice was like a
Wow.
staple on Sunday. So just that whole aspect of everyone enjoying food together. I think we just loved food a lot. But cooking was my first time in school when I saw that entire process and actually made things myself. And I was like, and compared to everything else, in my life, there was nothing that excited me more than this. So I was like, this is what I want to
Nice.
do.
I was having this conversation
Yeah.
with a friend of mine just now for
Yeah.
lunch, like
Yeah.
an hour back. I was
Yeah.
talking to her and she was saying कि आजकल पता नहीं होता यार 12th
Yeah.
तक भी बच्चों को पता नहीं होता कि क्या करना है तो सब्जेक्ट्स क्यों चूज कराते हैं
Yeah, for
so they
sure.
should go to universities where they let you choose different but it's great that you knew at
Yeah.
such a young age
Yeah,
कि
I think
मुझे
I
ये
got
करना है.
pretty lucky because like everybody around me was unsure, but I think I was pretty clear that I want to.
But what was your parents' reaction when you said कि they must have thought कि है छोटी है
Yeah, yeah.
पता नहीं है इसको शादी करके तो खाना ही बनाएगी ये attitude था किसी का
शादी का तो नहीं था.
नहीं था.
That was out of the question.
Okay.
But it was like, more so like they weren't sure that I would kind of stick around to doing that. So I did, like I went to college, I did all of that because they were like degree तो चाहिए. So I'm like क्या किया मैंने degree के साथ? I don't know, but
correct.
but yeah, they were unsure. I just felt like I had to kind of figure it out, and that's when I started creating content because I was like, I got to be around food in some way. Even though I have to go to college and do this, like I
Acha.
have to be around food. So I started creating content first year of college.
Okay.
So I did that like throughout college.
And what did you study in college?
I did BMS, Bachelor of Management Studies. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah.
नहीं तो खाने का एक ऐसी चीज होती है that I mean it's also something that's very easy to get bored of because you have to eat every day so
Yeah.
you have to cook every day
Yeah.
multiple times a day and you need to innovate with your मतलब मुझे I think I find it so tedious to even decide the menu कि आज क्या नया
Yeah.
सोचूं you know and I think my husband is far better in doing that than me but it's such a challenge कि
Yeah.
कड़ी खानी है फिर से दाल बैंगन अब किस तरह के नए बैंगन बनाएं किस तरह की नई भिंडी कहाँ से लाएं नई रेसिपी
That's where content creators come in.
yeah thank you for that
We give you solutions.
yeah but I know that my husband really enjoys cooking
Yeah.
and he enjoys cooking because as a child he had seen my
Yeah.
mother-in-law cook a lot तो
Yeah.
वो kitchen slab पे ऊपर चढ़ के बैठ जाता था और देखता था and my son also does that with him now when
Yeah.
he cooks he's in the kitchen and in his godi or
Yeah.
looking कि क्या डाला and Mohit will tell him also
Yeah.
अभी इसमें नमक डाला अभी ये डाला अभी इसको हम हिलाएंगे अभी
Yeah.
देखो इसका कलर ऐसा हो गया so he's developing a lot of developing interest in
Yeah.
cooking also. Tell me a bit about Indu ice creams. How did that come about?
Sure. So I lived in Canada for 2 years, and I worked with a lot of I worked at the farmers market. I worked with a lot of farms. There was one bakery job I had, which was for the longest period, and they basically didn't use any commercial wheat, so no maida basically.
अच्छा.
They used to get these really cool indigenous grains, which were Canadian grains,
हाँ.
and उसका वो लोग आटा बनाते थे basically. So they literally had a chakki in the
Oh,
bakery, and then they used to make the atta. So everything was basically literally farm to table, which was amazing. And with all the breads, with all the pastry, they only use those grains. And after working there, even at the markets, I just realized how much of local produce, people in Vancouver specifically use. When it comes to restaurants, when it comes to pastry. And then, I started thinking about the kind of resources we have available in India. And it's just, so insanely diverse. The kind of produce that we have, fruits, veg, grains, millets, everything.
Yeah.
And, that's something that I really wanted to do, is bring out local produce in India through pastry. Ice cream was always going to be on the menu because I love the entire process of making ice cream For me, it's like a blank slate to kind of just play around with flavors and like have fun with it. But then when I started working on the menu, first we started developing the ice cream recipes, and it's extremely intensive in terms of, just machinery, entire processing.
So I didn't even know that you use grains in ice creams.
No, we don't use grains. Yeah, I was
okay.
just, I thought that I would sort of come back and do, desserts with millets and things like that, and just Indian local produce. Yes.
Okay.
But yeah, and then I kind of shortlisted on ice cream, and then that's when we started Indu. So the entire idea is to bring across Indian flavors through ice cream. So we did some fun stuff in the summer. We had a masala chas sorbet, so it was like ginger, curry leaves, mirchi in like sorbet.
Wow.
Yeah, and then a few of our bestsellers, we have a filter kapi ice cream, so it's like the South Indian filter kapi, and then we infuse that in the ice cream.
Oh.
Yeah, and then Diwali we did a lot of pan, kaju katli. So I wanted to just go crazy with like the flavors and do a lot of Indian like.
And how were these flavors received?
Really well, actually. When we did the pilot last year, we just did 4 months of summer. And, after we stopped, everyone was like, when is it coming back again?
Oh.
Yeah, but I just needed some time to like find the space and like just figure out operations.
So tell me, how is this ice cream different than the regular ice creams?
Sure. So we again, like, it's very less air. So usually with commercial ice cream, air is pumped into the ice cream, and they basically have like nitrogen, which goes into the ice cream, and the volume increases. That's how you make money on ice cream. Yeah. And also a lot of artificial flavoring is used. With frozen desserts, it's essentially hydrogenated palm oil, it's basically oil and it's not pure milk fat, which goes into the ice cream, and that's don't need commercial ice cream. So basically we do a lot of Indian flavors. We don't add a lot of artificial things to the ice cream, so it's like creamy, dense,
so
real ice cream.
What do you do when you're saying कि nitrogen होती है commercial? तो आप क्या डालते हो फिर?
हम डालते ही नहीं है ना, air नहीं डालते basically.
तो फिर tasty कैसे बनती है?
अरे tasty तो it's in fact
I need to eat it and see. I need to eat it.
This weekend, full package coming to you.
Where do you get it?
So we have a kitchen in Bandra. Monday is actually shut. That's why I couldn't get some for you today.
Liar.
Actually,
next time on Tuesday.
Yeah, done. Tuesday I'll come.
But do you also deliver on Swiggy or something?
We do, yeah. Swiggy, Zomato, available on both, and then pick up from
why
the
don't
kitchen.
Why don't you start like a home chef thing also on Swiggy or something?
I mean, I can't even handle one kitchen, so I don't know how I'm going to do it.
You're young. Yeah. You should do it.
I mean, yeah.
Because your recipes are really nice, but I don't like to cook. So,
yeah.
I mean, I feel koi bana ke de de.
Yeah. But honestly, like, running a kitchen, it's like 5% is the recipe and then 95% is everything else. Operations are extremely hectic. Just in terms of figuring out, with the staff, with the, water supply, electricity supply, everything. It's pretty hectic. Packaging. Recipes, honestly, nothing compared to
I never thought of that.
Yeah, operations.
I always wanted to get into the food business somehow.
Yeah.
So I feel मुझे कोई ऐसा पार्टनर मिल जाए जो खाना वाना सब बना दे, रेसिपीज वगैरह देख ले, मेन्यू क्या होगा, everything, any kind of food business, whether it's a restaurant, whether it's home kitchen, anything. Yeah. And I can just sit back and be a partner. Are you interested in that lucrative offer?
You're going to have way more responsibility than I am. I'm down to like cook and do everything, but best of luck with everything else.
Okay, thank you so much. This was a lovely conversation. Yes. And do you want to leave us with the quick ice cream recipe that you can make at home?
Ooh, yeah,
which is nitrogen free.
So it's really easy actually. You have to mix condensed milk and you have to whip whipping cream. Okay, you can flavor it with anything, with chocolate if you want, for example. So we do the cocoa powder and condensed milk and vanilla. Usko mix kar do, and then you whip the cream separately. And basically what you're doing is when you're whipping the cream, you're creating the air already. So all ice cream has air, but obviously we don't add any extra air. So you already whip the cream and then you essentially just fold the condensed milk cocoa powder mix into the whipped cream, freeze it, and in 6 to 8 hours you have ice cream.
Yay! Okay, fine. I'm going to make it tonight and have it tomorrow morning after my gym.
Love it. Post-workout snack.
And I'll put a picture and I'll tag you.
Done.
And you guys can do the same. Tag us and like this podcast and share it. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. You're watching Candid Confessions with Chavi. And this is both of us signing out. Love and peace from us to you.